Hi everyone, and welcome back. It's day 2 of my carnivore journey. Having said that, it sounds like I've never done carnivore before. I have never done it this strict before. So this is just a very quick update for you anyway. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I'm going to manage my cravings and things. But before that, just quickly, if you like the information that I share on this channel in general, please subscribe to the channel so that we can help more people find it. That's the only way of doing that. It's very hard to find the small YouTube channels, so it really helps and it doesn't cost you anything, so please do that. Also, a little props for my October topic that I'm doing this month. So I did one in September, and this month I'm focusing on self-belief and your belief in your ability to quit sugar. So if you are interested in that topic, I would suggest that you join my free membership site, which you can find the link to in the description to this video. And actually, I made quite an awesome introduction, if I may say so myself, to this monthly topic, which is only posted in the membership site. So you can access that by joining. If you don't want to join, you can't watch it. Sorry, you will just have to watch the videos I'm making on the topics without the introduction. But I was surprised with myself. Often I'm quite self-critical, but I'm quite pleased with that one. So that was that. Other than that, in October, I haven't announced it yet. I probably will do that later today, which by the time I'm posting this video, it might have been done already. I have, as some of you know, I've already finished my do-it-yourself course, a very in-depth 6-week-long course on how to quit sugar, and so far I've got amazing feedback for it, so I'm quite excited about it, and I'm actually going to start selling that as a standalone course, so you can buy that one if you want. And in October I'm having a really good deal as well, so you will get 3 coaching sessions for free basically when you pay the full price for that course. So for those of you who missed out on the group coaching that was starting on the 23rd of September, that might be a good thing. So that was that. So before I go into anything about cravings management or whatever, just want to show you a little clip I made this morning just to show you what I did with the chicken broth, really. So here you go. Okay, so this morning I'm going to sort this chicken stock out. I just thought I would show you what I'm doing with it. It's nothing groundbreaking whatsoever. I'm just getting it out of the slow cooker and I'm putting it through a sieve. There is a thing called a chinois in French, I guess, kitchen French, which is a more fine meshed cone-shaped sieve, which I would recommend if you have one, if you can get your hands on one. I always think that I should go and get one when I'm doing this, and then I forget about it. So just put it through here, and then I actually kind of almost crush the bones. If it has been cooking for long enough, they will be quite soft, and you can push some of those bones through, and then you can consume them with your bone broth. So the point of this is that I'm going to reduce the stock, so I'm going to put it on the cooker for an hour, 2 hours, something to get it to reduce it a bit, and then I'm going to freeze some of it in ice cube trays. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting in ice cube trays and putting in the freezer, and whenever I want some chicken stock, I just get one of the cubes out and I use it. That's it. Okay, so that's that. Nothing special, it's not complicated, it's very easy to do, just takes a little bit of time. What I did with it, I was just reducing it on the cooker until it was fairly thick, and then I put it into ice cube trays, I put it in the freezer, and I saved an amount in the fridge that I can eat over the next 2-3 days. So basically, if you have more stock than what you're going to consume in the next 4-5 days, I would recommend that you freeze it. It's the easiest way to make sure that there are no nasty bugs growing or fermenting in there, because that tastes horrible. I've accidentally eaten that sort of thing before. So now I can move on and give you a little update on what's happening here. Last night I did have some cravings. It was nothing too bad. It was more just fleeting thoughts of wanting to have something else to eat. It wasn't even sugar cravings, it was just, oh, I wonder if there is some, salami, cheese, all those things that I'm not supposed to have. And I actually think that they came from hunger, because normally I'm eating a lot more fat than what I'm doing now, because I usually eat a large amount of butter. So yesterday I had some chicken broth in the morning before lunchtime, I think. And then for dinner I had steak, and then I was quite hungry in the evening. So I was prepared. I had some burger patties in the fridge, just 100% minced beef, nothing else. So I went on and I fried one of those at 10 p.m. I usually don't eat that late, so that was a bit strange, but I really quite enjoyed it. So that what that's telling me is that I was actually hungry. It wasn't just cravings, it was real hunger. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to eat it. Some people can eat 500 grams of meat in one sitting. I'm not sure. I'm not one of these people. If I'm eating half of that, I just feel like, oh my god, I've had enough protein. So maybe if I'm eating this way, I'm not eating that much fat. Maybe I will have to eat several times per day, because in the end of the day, the steak I had yesterday was 160 grams, I think, and that would be maybe 450 calories. And then I had chicken stocks, and no wonder I'm hungry. But at the same time, I'm thinking, I do have some body fat. I should be able to access that. And when I'm fasting, the hunger is usually going away. And I'm expecting it to be there, and that's fine. But now when I'm eating, it's like my body wants to continue eating. So physiologically, I guess I get a different response, which makes me feel hungrier. Or it's just psychologically that, okay, I'm hungry because I haven't eaten enough, and then I want to eat more. But maybe I had eaten enough, I don't know. So today I had actually brunch. Today I had chicken soup from that chicken broth that I showed you, and some of the meat that I peel off the bones. It wasn't a lot of it, but there was some. And then I just had a late lunch or early dinner, whatever you want to call it. I actually just fried up some minced meat with salt, and I put a few tablespoons of chicken broth on there just because I find it a little bit dry and boring. And that was fine. It was about 250 to 300 grams of that. And I'm not feeling that full, to be honest. When I'm thinking, do I want to eat more meat? No, not really. I'm not feeling for that. But I do imagine that later on I will be hungry again, and I still have 3 of those burger patties in the fridge, so I can always fry another one up. But cravings wise, I've already kind of gone there in my thought, and I'm thinking to myself that, I had mince for dinner, I'm gonna have, or lunch or whatever you want to call it, and then I'm gonna have mince again. It's just mince in a different format. It's formed as a burger, and that's that. That's extremely boring. That's where my thoughts want to go. So I think that I have a problem. I have a problem. This is AA. I still think about food a lot in terms of it being more of something that you should be enjoying, that should be enjoyable, something that I look forward to, rather than just being pure nourishment or nutrition. So I'm clearly wanting some variation here because it makes it more interesting. So yesterday I had beef, and then I had beef. So I had a steak and I had a burger made out of minced beef. Today I had minced meat, and then probably later on a burger made out of minced meat. So it's all beef. It's kind of different formats, but still a steak feels very different. And psychologically, that's kind of getting to me. I didn't have a problem eating beef and beef, but I do feel like I have a problem with eating minced beef and minced beef. So this is telling me that I still think about food as something that really should be an entertainment of some sort, and almost like the highlight of the day. And Yeah, so that is clearly something that I need to work on. That's probably why I like eating the salami. And now I never used to eat cheese, and I'm not doing well with whey protein. But nowadays I just enjoy having that variation in my diet. And I think when you're cutting out all the carbohydrates, you might be starting to look at something else to fill that void. And I think that's maybe what I've been doing. So that's something that I would be exploring over these 4 weeks to see, where is the problem and why do I have a problem with it. So, speaking of that, first time I did the carnivore diet, by the way, just want to mention that. When I started out, I was fairly strict, but I did allow myself to have not salami because it had lots of additives in it, but I had smoked meat, for example, like smoked ham. And that is very juicy and it's very salty and has some sort of taste. And I had bacon as well, and I'm not doing any processed meats this time, just to cut that out, to get rid of that and challenge myself on the cravings side. So I think for me, that made it so much easier to actually accomplish the carnivore diet. But now, when that's gone, I'm going to have to do the work and actually think about what's going on here. So I've got myself let's see if we can see this. Got myself a little notebook. There we go. And in this book, I am going to write down everything when I'm having a craving, basically. So I'm going to write down how I feel, what I'm thinking, and how the craving feels, rather, and then what I'm doing about it when I get a craving. So basically, I'm going to show you what I'm doing and how I'm managing my cravings when I get them. So I haven't filled it in yet. I imagine that I will do that very soon. I can't imagine that I will go that long without having any cravings. Sometimes when it's a very brief craving, I do let it go, but depending on what I'm doing, I'm going to try and catch as many as I can, just so that I can show you what I'm doing. And maybe something that I write down will resonate with you and give you a little push in the right direction, perhaps, and an idea of, oh, okay, I've been trying to do this, but I missed that bit. So hopefully it will be helpful to you. So give me a couple of days, maybe. I might have a few examples to share with you. So if you want to do that yourself, just think about the 3 things that I said. Just focus on what the craving actually feels like in your body, physiologically, what is happening. For me, I'm almost always salivating, especially when it comes to sugar. Not necessarily as much with salami. And then what you're thinking when you had that craving, when you got that physiological response. So for me, that right now, it's just pretty much, I want something. It's just coming back. I want something. As in, I'm not quite satisfied. I want a different taste. That sort of thing. And then what you're doing. So how are you dealing with that? Or how are you reacting when you have that feeling? So those are the things that I would like you to kind of have a think about. And if you fancy, just get yourself a journal or a piece of paper or whatever and just write it down. Because when you see everything written down, you will see what's going on, or you will find some sort of pattern in what's happening with your cravings. So that can be very, very useful. So I was talking for way much longer than I was going to. I'm saying that I'm going to make these sessions brief, and that didn't quite happen today. But there you go. So I will see you again tomorrow. Take care.